massive bag of onions and not sure what to do with them? Or is it just me? Well, you're in the right place. This is Waste Less, Cook Better and Save Money. In this series, I'm going to show you all sorts of things, but today it happens to be this massive bag of onions. And so I thought, what better opportunity than to show you a few things about onions. So whether it's storing them properly, learning how to caramelize them perfectly, make something delicious to eat, maybe you want a solution on what to do with these onions because you don't have enough space to store them. So if they all sound like things you want to learn about, you're in the right place. Let's get into using up this massive bag of onions. As I said in the title, wasting less, cooking better and saving money is something I often cover here at Dishes with Del. And if you're new here, I'm Del. I've been a chef for 20 plus years, and after seeing all the things go in the bin while working in restaurants and private homes all around the world, I'm on a mission to show people at home wonderful ways to cook things that might be in abundance, going to waste, and all mixed in with some chef knowledge. So today we are going to be covering onions and the way in which we store them, how we caramelize onions properly like they would in a restaurant, making a simple tart, and also a great way that if you didn't have time to, let's say, caramelize them all and they were maybe starting to get a bit soft, that you can cut them up and store them for a later date. So let's get into the first thing that we're going to talk about with these onions. So one of the main problems is that sometimes buying a large bag might be a cheaper option when it comes to purchase price, but if you're not using them all quickly, how do you store them at home to give them the best chance of lasting the absolute maximum amount of time, and knowing that you're not going to have moldy onions or soft onions or things that are going to start sprouting in your cupboard? And that is the number one reason when it comes to food waste, is food not being stored correctly. So let's talk about these onions and where they need to be kept so that they last the longest when you buy yourself a big bag, because it saved a little bit of dollar. Most importantly, onions hate the moisture. These guys have all been beautifully dried out, and yes, they're moist on the inside, but they certainly don't want to be next or in anything that's going to be condensating or producing moisture near it. So that's why they always come in a sack. But if they weirdly came in a plastic bag because maybe someone's divvied them up when you bought them, take them out, and if you don't have a mesh bag to put them in, store them in something like a basket. Here's a lovely photo I found on the internet, or even in a cardboard box. If you had a nice cool space in your house, go and pop them out there. They'll last longer, just so long as there's good airflow around the onion. Wherever it is they're living, they shouldn't start to deteriorate, because hey, an onion is made to be kept for a long time. And what's really important is if you're keeping them in your cupboards at home and you're storing them in something like a basket, keep them away from them pesky potatoes, because all them potatoes want to do is release any moisture out of their skin and their secret little gases that start to come out when they start to soften up and turn a bit soft, and they will then go spoiling your beautiful onion even faster. So that's about storage. Now let's get on to how to caramelize these beautiful things to absolute perfection. So now it's time to process these guys. I am 100% going to start crying like a baby, so enjoy watching that as it comes along. Why? So what we're going to do is slice a whole bunch of these up to make some perfect caramelized onions like you would get in a restaurant. I'm going to show you some awesome little chef tricks to make these soften up wonderfully and get that lovely golden color that we all love without being burnt. And then with the others, we're going to slice and dice some and pop them in the freezer. It's another great way if you've got something in abundance. Even if it's a vegetable, you could blanch it before, but with these we can slice them up, put them in a tray, let them freeze, bag them all up, and we've got sliced or diced onions ready for another time down the road when maybe you don't have a big bag of onions. So let's get these sliced and get them on caramelizing. Whenever you're doing a big amount of prep like this, do all the things at the same time. So here you can see me taking off the bottom and the skins so that the onion is all ready to go. It's a classic thing that we do in the restaurants called mise en place, and it just means that you do all the same processes at once. Oh God, I can feel the waterworks coming on, and I'm only on my third onion. I've not even started slicing them yet. Why? Oh my God, I don't actually think I can do any more of these, but I've got enough to show you. Oh, so let's get on with slicing them. I thought that's where I was gonna start crying, but turns out just peeling them does the trick too. Even after being a chef for like over 20 years, I still cry like an absolute baby when it comes to onions. Some people, it doesn't affect them nearly as bad, but for me, I mean, even a leek, sometimes even a chive. Mental. Before we move on to getting these prepared, I thought I'd quickly talk about the peels too. If you want some great ways to use things like this up and a little bit more of your kitchen waste, make sure you go and watch this DIY pantry staples video I made. I use all sorts of trimmings, peelings, and things that might go in the bin to make some amazing pantry staples that you can have in your fridge and in your cupboard, and they are all made from waste. So don't go throwing these away. They're great for so many things. And something that's not even covered in there, you can also dye clothes with this. Very cool. But we are not here for that. We are here for these. So let's get these sliced so we can move on to the next bit. You want to make sure that when you're slicing your onions for caramelized onions, that you want to try and keep them all the same thickness so that they all can cook down at roughly the same time. Here we go again. Oh, all I've got is a few songs banging around in my head. Dry your eyes, mate. Oh my God, thank God that is over. Oh, let's get this tidied up and get on to getting these caramelized. So these bits as well, I cut off the end because I wanted all the slices to be individual and not joined at the bottom. Don't throw those away, there's always a use. Pop them in your freezer, add them to a stock, or just chop them up into smaller bits and add them to the tray, like what I'm going to do with half of these. And that just goes into the freezer. Once it's all frozen, we add it to a bag, and you've got sliced frozen onions all ready to make your next meal. So now let's talk about how to caramelize onions perfectly. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to add them to the pan. It doesn't matter that it's not on the stove yet, because what we're going to do to this is add a good 250 mils of water to the base. Now I know it seems crazy considering we're caramelizing onions, but I promise you we'll get a way better result at the end. And the other thing that we want to do is add about a tablespoon of salt. And the reason we add that salt is because what that is going to do is once it touches all the onions, it's going to draw out any extra moisture, and it's going to be added to that water at the bottom. But what is going to happen with the water? The water is going to create steam, and it's going to essentially steam these onions a little bit in the beginning, which means that they can get nice and soft. So instead of trying to caramelize these in oil from the start when they're all hard and stiff, these things are going to be soft and delicious. And then what happens is we'll take off the lid, we'll let all of that steam escape, and the natural sugars in the onions will have already come out, and that is going to start to caramelize. At that point, there won't be much water left. We can add in a drop of oil if we want to get a little bit more color, but we're going to slowly stir it on a medium heat, and we're going to have the best caramelized onions you have ever had. Also, what's great about these is you could slice up the whole bag if you can hack the tiers, which I certainly can't. You could even caramelize them all in a big batch, divide them up and freeze them that way instead. But a caramelized onion done properly, where there's no crunch and no bite, just perfect colorization, really is a win. So let's get these on before they start making me cry again, because look, I can already feel it. And get these things done. And here we are. These beautiful, caramelized, soft, incredible onions are done. Yes, it took about 45 minutes, but the result when you do it like this, unbelievable. They're perfectly soft, creamy, sweet, and just absolutely delicious. But you can see why this would be great to cook all of your bag of onions down, because this was about 5 onions worth, and it's really cooked down quite a lot. You could see in the beginning there was a lot of water, and by the end, none whatsoever. It's completely dried out, and that's where you really have to be careful with the pan. But a great way to use up a little less space. So let's move on to the last thing that we're going to do with these onions. We are going to make them into a tart. I've got my tart base already cooked, So let's get it all together and get it in baking. So this tart, an onion tart, a really great way to turn these into a meal. If you're looking for the recipe for this, it's in the description box down below. You can find it on my website. I've made homemade crust, but if you can't be bothered to do that and you've bought some from the shop, absolutely fantastic as well. What's great is that you actually don't need a lot of liquid. I've only got 200 mils of cream and milk blend, some eggs and some cheese. So let's get this in so that I can have a slice of tart, because I tell you what, it's past lunchtime and I'm hungry. What's great about this tart is it's super versatile. Of course, I've done this with onions, but if you had some sad broccoli hanging around, you could put that in too. You can add some cheese, you can put some nuts in it. Whatever you've got, use it up. This is a great tart to make, and it's always an absolute winner for the table. I did give this tart case a pre-cook so that it didn't get a soggy bottom, because there's nothing worse than a soggy bottom tart. I had a little feta to crumble on the top, and off it went to bake in a 190-degree oven for 25 minutes. Keep an eye on it though, because if you've got a deeper tart tin, it might take a little bit longer. And there you go. 25 minutes later, you've got a wonderful, beautiful, stunning onion tart ready for the eating. Always best served warm straight out the oven if possible. But look at that, absolutely delicious. And that's it for today. It's me and my onion tart. Let's give it a taste. Oh. Hot to zipping out the oven, but utterly delicious. I hope this has made you think about the fact that you could buy a large bag of onions, or something that you could do with it. And that's it for today. Make sure you tune back in for another time when we're going to cover some more things so that you can waste less, cook better and save money, all tied in with easy, simple recipes. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you give me a like, maybe a subscribe. If you're looking for any of these recipes, head to my website. And also, if you're looking for any other ways in which you can save some food from going in the bin or just cook better, I've got a whole playlist dedicated to it. And you know, sometimes it's about things that you might have in the garden. Other times it literally is about what's in the fridge. Food waste is such a huge umbrella, and each and every week we're going to tackle something a little bit different. Make sure you tune back in for the next one, and otherwise I'll see all you guys later. I'm going to get to my onion tart, and I hope you have a good day. See you later.